Hey there, everybody. What's going on? Don Cramer with Urbanness Realty with the Cramer Group. We'd love to welcome you to the Wednesday edition of Coffee with Cramer and Colleen. You'll notice I'm flying solo. Colleen has approved me to go solo today. She's actually working on a listing. You probably might have seen some of our posts. We were at a house yesterday, getting paint wrapped up, photography, video tour done. So we shared a little social media about this upcoming listing we have. So she's putting the finishing touches together, but she will be back soon. So Colleen sends her best to everybody. So special shout out to you, Colleen. Thanks for being there this week. Best of luck today, and look forward to seeing that listing hit the market soon. Anyway, we'll want to welcome everyone to the Wednesday recap. So Wednesday every week, we used to do like a little short segment, but now with everything going on, we're kind of diving in to the numbers a little deeper as to what's going on in the Las Vegas housing market. So anyway, let's take a look to see what has happened week over week, shall we? So last week we had 6,005 homes for sale, and this week now we are down to 5,996, so very slight decrease. Of those, 5,862 homes are traditional sales. Short sales are 64 properties, and foreclosures are 70 properties this week. So not a lot of change in the overall inventory numbers. We did have some changes under contract. So this week we went down to 2,555 homes under contract versus 2,663. Of the 2,555 under contract, 2,399 are traditional sales, 114 are short sales, and 42 are foreclosures. So a little drop off in what's in some of the demand this week. Now, back on market homes, we are also tracking that number. We have 153 back on the market. So those are homes that are fallen out of contract and went back. And then price decreases, we had 522. So the median home price, last item, and that's probably going to change next week as we wrap up the month, but we were looking originally at 319. Probably see that number going down maybe in the 310 range. So let's kind of see how the rest of the week finishes out, because a lot of people, they put properties into contract to wrap up either today or tomorrow, basically end of the month. So as we look at the overall weekly stats, what we can start to say is stability. So we're a couple weeks in now where we are back to having not major swings one way or another in both listings and under contracts. Yes, we are down in under contracts by a fair amount over several weeks ago. I mean, that was when we kind of used the old adage of crossing the streams. We almost had as many houses going into contract as we did available on the market. And that is when things were not just hot, they were hot to the touch. So, and it was a little concerning. Now, with everything going on, believe me, we've had a lot more things to be concerned about over the last several weeks. But what we are seeing that is allaying some concerns are the number of houses we have on market and the number of houses we have going under contract. So we've started to see the flattening of the curves there at the top, and then an evening out of the curve at the bottom between the under contracts and the listings. So that's good to see. And let's continue to monitor that over the next several weeks. And the good news is while we're monitoring that over the next several weeks, we're hoping to hear back from the governor and local officials and major businesses as how Nevada will reopen. So that's going to be good news adding to it. And we'll also see if we're going to continue to see more government involvement at the national level with regards to additional stimulus packages. Those are being talked about at this time too. So while the next thing, kind of take a look and say what all changed over the last 7 days. And I think this is kind of that next layer down, interesting to put a little perspective on. So from 420 to 427, we had 492 listings come onto the market. And then we had 153 back on market. And you saw the 522 price decreases. We had some price increases. Sometimes those are minimal, sometimes those are errors, things of that nature. But mostly, it's the new listing price decreases I like to take a look at. The next layer of numbers I like to take a look at are under contracts. So if you look at under contract show, under contract no show, those two numbers add up to 559. And this is something that I wanted to take a look for, is were we putting more houses into under contract than we were putting into new listings? So I want to sort of see, while we look at the big macro numbers on single family homes, the week over week change of a slightly higher amount of demand buyers going into contract versus new listings has been the first time we've seen that in over 6 weeks. And then the other numbers sold, which were 398. So we did have some closes last week, a little down, a little, not too big a deal, kind of well within the realm. So it's not like we're seeing just a very few sold, so many listings and so many going to contract. Again, it gives us back to the balance. 492 new listings, under contracts at 559, sold 398. But that under contract number being slightly higher than new listings is a slightly positive sign showing a tick up in demand versus inventory. So I want to also then switch over to the last item, which is our number of houses by segment. So we've been kind of keeping an eye on that. That's kind of a new slide we've got. So as you can see, our meat of the market is the 250,000 to 500,000 price range, with 3,534 active listings and 1,789 homes pending and under contract. Then as we move further up in price point in single family homes, sort of those kind of mid-level to mid-premium properties to near luxury, those inventory numbers drop off. And then the luxury segment over 1 million, 466 homes with 67 pending under contract. We're not seeing as much inventory changes in the above 750 number. Not a big week over week change. So I think that's some of the people, that are kind of waiting and seeing what's going on. And plus, as we all know, with the coronavirus, COVID-19, we have various, not just restrictions, but various rules and protocols with regards to showing. And, it's like going into a supermarket right now or going to a Starbucks. So if you go into a supermarket right now, you've got people at the front taking a look at you and counting and seeing how many people are in the market at any one time. So they're trying to keep that numbers to keep people spaced out. It's a little bit of a weird analogy, but it's kind of like that in that sort of above 750 market where we just don't have a whole lot of homes right now. Plus, they're harder to sell. They take longer to sell. So we're just not seeing the good news is we're just not seeing a big jump in inventory, which is great. So what we want to see is, like I said, over the next several weeks, are people going to be adding to the inventory and we're going to still see low demand? Or are we going to see slight changes in inventory and see if demand can keep pace? So if that's the case, we'll probably see a slight, good stabilization in price because it is a market. It's supply and demand. We've got so many houses and we've got so many buyers, and we can keep pace at the right number, prices will remain stable. If we see a spike up in inventory or a continued softening in demand, that's going to affect prices down, put pressure downwards. We start seeing low inventory numbers, but we continue to see an uptrend in under contract. Well, that's going to stimulate some pricing. So that's the weekly update. And again, I'm Don Cramer with Urban Nest Realty. So on behalf of my partner Colleen Schaefer, we want to thank you for joining in to today's weekly update. And we're going to continue to provide this information out to you so that way you can have the information you need to decide if it's a good time for you to buy, sell, or invest. Also, if you have any questions, do us a favor. We'd love for you to comment below or reach out via direct message or give us a call. Our informations are on our social media pages. We'd love to chat with you and answer questions. We can do this over Zoom. You can do it over Skype, FaceTime. We can provide a virtual experience for you because that's what we're doing from start to finish with our clients currently that are looking to buy and sell. And then, as we'd love to say, because more now than ever, your real estate experience matters, and we are in an experience industry, so we want to make sure that you have the best experience. And even though we're going to be a little more virtual, that's how we're going to provide it at a very high level. So thanks for joining in today. And then tomorrow we're looking to have Joe Lindner with Southern Nevada Computer Systems, and also a good colleague, friend of mine, Matt Henderson, is going to be joining us Friday. He is the Director of Instruction at TPC Las Vegas. So we're going to talk a little bit about golf instruction and sort of how to kind of maintain your golf swing while at home until the golf courses open back up. So again, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, cheers. Bye.